students. Today we are going to discuss chapter 2. Name of the chapter is carburetion, fuel injection and ignition system. Okay, so this is purely theoretical chapter, not like unit 1 air cycle. Their derivations were there, and based on derivation we also solved numericals also. Here numerical is not there, all the theory portions. So in this chapter we will be discussing what is carburetion, that means how the fuel goes into the cylinder, how the fuel is injected into the cylinder, and how the fuel is ignited. Okay, so all the theory portions about the mixture of the fuel, then how that is called induction also. Carburetion is also called induction process, and fuel injection as well as ignition system. Okay, so first let us take carburetion. What is carburetion? See, carburetion means, especially in SI engine, because SI engine is having carburetor. So not only fuel, it should properly mix with air. So fuel plus air is called mixture. Okay, so it should properly mix. That fuel should properly mix with air to enter into the cylinder. Okay, so before entering the cylinder, the process of mixing fuel with air, that is called, there are three things technically you have to study. That is, see here, that means fuel should atomize. Number 2, it should mix, and it should vaporize. Okay, before entering into the cylinder. Okay, so this proper mixing of fuel with air, okay, at all the load condition, various condition will be there. Sometimes proper fuel has to be supplied, means sometimes lean fuel has to be supplied, sometimes it should be rich fuel also. Okay, so that depends upon the condition of the load on the engine. So definition of carburetion is, it is a proper mixing of air with fuel for efficient burning at all the load condition before entering into the cylinder. That process is known as carburetion. And the place where it takes place, a device where it completes the process, that device is known as carburetor. Okay, so let us definition. What is carburetion? Definition is process in which fuel mixes properly with air, that is correct amount of air. Process in which fuel mixes properly with air, that is for efficient burning. It should burn also. If it does not burn efficiently, or combustion, that is called combustion also. Okay, if it does not burn efficiently, then we will not get the output. So see, what are the technical words which we have to use in definition? Process in which fuel mixes properly with air for efficient combustion at all the load, at the various loads, at the various condition, actually various loads of the engine is called carburetion. Okay, and where this process takes place, see definition, what is carburation? Today we are discussing about the carburation. Carburation is a process in which fuel mixes with correct amount of, that is properly I have mentioned, correct amount of air for efficient combustion at the various loads of the engine is called carburation. Okay. Now, what is carburetor? A device in which fuel, this is atomized, fuel atomizes, mixes and vaporizes. A device in which fuel atomizes, mixes and vaporizes before entering into cylinder is called carburetor. Okay, so carburetor is a device where fuel mixes properly with the air before entry into the cylinder. That is, device is known as carburetor and process is known as carburation. Okay, so let us recap what we have studied in this class. This chapter 2 we have started today. So chapter name is carburation, fuel ignition and fuel injection system. Okay, so how the fuel is mixes with air. Not only fuel goes into the cylinder, but it mixes with the air also. Okay, so that mixing, how it takes place, where it takes place, what ratio for the different load condition, that we are going to study in this chapter. Okay, so first let us see what is the carburation. As we know, before fuel enters into the cylinder, it mixes with the air. The place where it mixes, that is called carburetor, and process which is being completed, that is called carburation. Okay, so it should properly mix, that means correct amount of fuel should mix with correct amount of air. Okay, that is mixing takes place. So fuel and air is known as mixture. So fuel should atomize, then it should mixed and vaporizes also before entry into the cylinder. Okay, now definition for the carburation is see, a process in which fuel mixes properly with air for efficient burning or efficient combustion. If the combustion is not properly, then it cannot give us the output at different load condition, maybe no load condition, maximum load condition, and normal running condition is called carburation. And a device where this process takes place, not operation, this is the process, that is proper mixing of air and fuel. Okay, as per the requirement. So device in which fuel atomizes, mixes and vaporizes before entering into the cylinder is called carburetor. From carburetor it goes into that cylinder. Okay, so how the fuel is ignited, how the fuel is mixed in the carburetor, that I will discuss in next class. Thank you.